In this session, we are going to discuss about excitation EMF and mechanical power developed in cylindrical rotor synchronous motor. The topics includes different phasor diagram under different power factor of operation, derivation of back EMF, that is excitation EMF and load angle delta, and finally the derivation of mechanical power and torque developed in cylindrical rotor synchronous motor. First of all, let's consider the equivalent circuit of synchronous motor. In order to get a clear idea, let's refresh alternator equivalent circuit. Here E0 is the no load induced EMF, Zs is the total impedance of the machine, which includes synchronous reactance, that is the total reactance of the machine. Reactance is equal to leakage reactance plus a fictitious reactance which is representing armature reaction effect. And applying KVL over here, let's see E0 is equal to V plus I into Zs. The equivalent circuit of synchronous motor is exactly similar to alternator, only difference is that the power flow direction. Here the power flow is from machine to load, but in the case of synchronous motor, power flow is into the machine. Here EB is opposing the terminal voltage, and by applying KVL over here we can see that V is equal to EB plus I into Zs, or EB is equal to V minus I into Zs. Now let's see the phasor diagram of cylindrical rotor synchronous motor working under lagging power factor of operation. Let's take the terminal voltage V as the reference. Armature current IA is lagging voltage by a power factor angle phi, and due to this armature current some voltage drop is developed. That voltage drops are I into RA and I into XS. So as we know, the voltage equation in the case of synchronous motor, V is equal to EB plus I into Zs, which is equal to EB plus I RA plus I into XS. So from this phasor diagram, we need to find out EB. What is EB? EB vector is equal to terminal voltage vector minus this drop. So from this voltage phasor, we need to subtract I into XS drop and I into RA drops in order to obtain EB phasor. So first of all, let's consider I into XS phasor. I into XS phasor is leading armature current by an angle 90 degree. So a phasor I into XS need to be subtracted from the terminal voltage which is leading armature current by 90 degree. Then we need to subtract I into RA phasor which is drawn parallel to armature current. The resultant of IARA and IAXS is the resultant voltage available in armature winding, that is IAZS, which is equal to the resultant voltage ER. This resultant voltage IA into Zs leads armature current by an angle theta, where theta is equal to tan inverse XS by RA. So V minus IAZS gives the back EMF EB. Angle between V and EB is load angle or power angle delta, and angle between EB and IA is internal power factor angle psi. In this case, it is to be noted that the magnitude of EB is less than the terminal voltage. Therefore, synchronous motor is operating under excited condition. So it means corresponding to under excited condition, usually the power factor of operation of synchronous motor is lagging. And third point is, here load angle is negative, and fourth point is the relationship between different angles in lagging power factor condition is psi is equal to phi minus delta. Now let's see the derivation of back EMF and load angle. We know V is equal to EB plus I into Zs, which is equal to EB plus IRA plus IXS. Let V be the reference phasor. Armature current IA is lagging V by a power factor angle phi. This armature current develops a voltage drop in armature, that is IAZS, which leads armature current by an angle theta, which is nearly equal to 90 degree, where theta is equal to tan inverse XS by RA, and this phasor gives back EMF EB. Angle between EB and V is load angle delta, and angle between ER phasor and this voltage phasor is theta minus phi. Now from this tip we can draw a perpendicular to this voltage phasor so that these two angles become 90 degree. Now let's mark different points as O, A, B, C and D. Let's consider this right angle triangle ADC. In this right angle triangle, EB is equal to AC. So AC square is equal to AD square plus CD square. What is AD? AD is equal to OA minus OD. So in order to obtain OD, we can use this right angle triangle ODC. So what is OD? OD is equal to IAZS cos theta minus phi. What is CD? CD is equal to IAZS sin theta minus phi. What is OA? OA is equal to V. So AC square, that is EB square, become V minus ER cos theta minus phi all square plus ER sin theta minus phi square. So simplifying, EB can be obtained as root V minus IAZS cos theta minus phi all square plus IAZS sin theta minus phi all square. From this right angle triangle ADC, we can find out load angle delta. So tan delta is equal to opposite side by adjacent side, that is CD by AD. What is CD? CD is equal to IAZS sin theta minus phi. What is AD? AD is equal to OA minus OD, which is equal to V minus IAZS cos theta minus phi. Therefore, delta, that is load angle, is equal to tan inverse IAZS sin theta minus phi divided by V minus IAZS cos theta minus phi. Now let's consider the phasor diagram of cylindrical rotor synchronous motor under unity power factor condition. Let V be the reference phasor. Armature current is in phase with the voltage. As the voltage equation is EB is equal to V minus IARA minus IAXS. So from this voltage phasor, we need to subtract IARA drop and IAXS drop in order to obtain EB. First of all, let's subtract I into XS phasor, which is leading IA by 90 degree. So from the tip of V, we need to draw I into XS, which is leading IA, that we need to subtract. So this is IAXS phasor. Again, we need to consider IA into RA phasor, which is drawn parallel to armature current, that we need to subtract from this. The resultant of IARA and IAXS is ER, which is equal to IAZS, which leads armature current by an angle theta. Now V minus IAXS minus IARA gives the back EMF EB. Angle between V and EB is delta. Here also we can see that load angle is negative, and angle between EB and IA is psi, the internal power factor angle. So from this phasor diagram, it is clear that EB is slightly less than V. Therefore, under this unity power factor condition also, synchronous motor is operating under excited situation. Then second point is load angle is negative, and third point is here internal power factor angle psi is equal to load angle delta. Now let's see how to derive the expression for excitation EMF and load angle using the phasor diagram. So this is the voltage equation. Let V be the reference phasor. Armature current is in phase with the voltage, and due to this current, a voltage drop is developed in stator, that is IA into ZS, which is equal to ER, which leads armature current by an angle theta, where theta is equal to tan inverse XS by RA, which is nearly equal to 90 degree. And this phasor gives back EMF EB, so that V is equal to ER phasor plus EB phasor. The angle between V and EB is the load angle delta. Now let's draw a perpendicular to voltage phasor from this point. Let the point is marked as O, A, B, C and D. Now let's consider the right angle triangle ADC. In this right angle triangle, hypotenuse is AC, which is equal to EB. So AC square is equal to AD square plus CD square. AD is equal to AO minus OD. OA is equal to V and OD is equal to, from this small right angle triangle ODC, the hypotenuse is IAZS or ER. So from this we can find out the expression for OD and CD. Substituting, the expression for AC square become V minus ER cos theta square plus ER sin theta square. What is ER? ER is equal to IAZS. So substituting, EB is equal to root of V minus IAZS cos theta square plus IAZS sin theta square. So from this right angle triangle ADC we can find out the expression for delta. Tan delta is equal to opposite side CD divided by adjacent side AD. So tan delta is equal to IAZS sin theta minus V minus IAZS cos theta. So delta can be obtained as tan inverse IAZS sin theta by V minus IAZS cos theta. Now let's consider the phasor diagram of cylindrical rotor synchronous motor corresponding to leading power factor condition. The terminal voltage is taken as the reference. Armature current IA is leading voltage by a power factor angle phi. We know the expression for the terminal voltage as EB plus IA RA plus IA XS. So EB is equal to V minus IA RA minus IA XS. So from this voltage phasor we need to subtract IA into XS phasor and IA into RA phasor. That gives back EMF EB. So first of all let's consider IA into XS phasor, which is leading armature current by an angle 90 degree. Then we need to consider IA into RA phasor, which is drawn parallel to armature current. The resultant of IA XS and IA RA gives IA ZS, which is equal to ER, which is leading armature current by an angle theta, where theta is equal to tan inverse XS by RA. The resultant of these voltage drops and V gives the back EMF EB. Angle between V and EB is delta, and here also it is found that load angle is negative. The observations are, here the magnitude of EB is greater than the magnitude of the terminal voltage, therefore synchronous motor is over-excited. So corresponding to over-excited condition, the power factor of operation of synchronous motor is leading. And third point is load angle is negative. And fourth point is the angle relationship between psi, phi and delta is psi is equal to phi plus delta. This condition is just opposite in the case of synchronous generator. Corresponding to lagging power factor condition, this relation is coming in synchronous generator. Corresponding to leading power factor of operation, in the case of synchronous generator, the relationship was psi is equal to phi minus delta. So from this phasor diagram there is a common point that load angle is negative. So we can conclude that in the case of synchronous motor load angle is negative, and in the case of synchronous generator load angle is positive. Now let's discuss the derivation of the expression for EB and delta using phasor diagram. Let V be the reference phasor. Armature current IA is leading voltage by power factor angle phi. Due to this armature current, a voltage drop IA into ZS is developed armature windings, which is leading IA by an angle theta, where theta is equal to tan inverse XS by RA, which is nearly equal to 90 degree. If RA is 0, theta become exactly equal to 90 degree. So V is equal to EB phasor plus ER phasor. Angle between EB and V is delta. So in order to derive the expression for EB, let's draw a perpendicular from this tip to this extended voltage phasor, so that this angle is 90 degree. So this angle is 90 degree, this angle is theta, and this angle is phi. This total angle is 180 degree. Therefore this angle is 180 minus theta plus phi. Now let's mark different points, say O, A, B, C and D. So from this, in order to derive the expression for EB, let's consider the right angle triangle ADC. So in right angle triangle ADC, what is EB? EB is its hypotenuse, that is AC. So AC square is equal to AD square plus CD square. So what is AD? AD is equal to OA plus OD. What is OA? OA is equal to V. In order to find OD and CD, we can utilize this right angle triangle CDO. So OD is equal to ER cos 180 minus theta plus phi, and CD is equal to ER sin 180 minus theta plus phi. Substituting, the expression for back EMF is obtained as root of V plus IAZS cos 180 minus theta plus phi whole square plus IAZS sin 180 minus theta plus phi whole square. Next, we need to find out the expression for delta. In order to find out the expression for delta, let's consider the right angle triangle ADC. So tan delta is equal to opposite side by adjacent side. So which is equal to IAZS sin 180 minus theta plus phi divided by V plus IAZS cos 180 minus theta plus phi, or delta is equal to tan inverse IAZS sin 180 minus theta plus phi divided by V plus IAZS cos 180 minus theta plus phi. So this completes the expression for back EMF and load angle corresponding to all power factor of operation. Now let's see the expression for mechanical power developed in cylindrical rotor synchronous motor in simple way. So we know the real power developed in synchronous motor per phase is V into Ia cos phi. In this derivation, we are neglecting armature resistance for simplicity. So we are utilizing the phasor diagram corresponding to lagging power factor case in order to derive the expression for mechanical power developed in cylindrical rotor synchronous motor. We know the voltage equation in synchronous motor as EB plus Ia into Zs. So if we are neglecting armature resistance, this expression become V is equal to EB plus I into Xs. So let V be the reference phasor. Armature current Ia is lagging voltage by power factor angle phi. So in order to obtain back EMF EB, we need to subtract I into Xs drop, which is leading armature current by 90 degree from this voltage phasor. This voltage phasor, that is Ia into Xs, which leads armature current exactly 90 degree, and this is the back EMF. Angle between V and EB is load angle or power angle delta. See, in all these derivation, initially we are calculating the value of Ia into cos phi from this phasor diagram, and after obtaining the expression for Ia cos phi, we are substituting in this equation. So first of all, we can extend armature current phasor like this and extend Ia into Xs downward so that this angle become 90 degree. Now let's consider this big right angle triangle. In this triangle, this angle is phi and this angle is 90 degree, therefore this angle is 90 minus phi. Now we can draw a line from this meeting point which is parallel to voltage phasor, and then we can join two lines like this so that a right angle triangle is created in this way. As this angle is totally 90 degree and this angle is 90 minus phi, this angle is phi. Now let's mark different points like this: O, A, B, C and D. So from this right angle triangle CBA, we can find out the expression for AB, and from the right angle triangle ODC, we can find the expression for CD, and we can equate CD is equal to AB. So from first right angle triangle, that is right angle triangle CBA, hypotenuse is IAXS, therefore AB is equal to IAXS cos psi. From this right angle triangle ODC, hypotenuse is EB, therefore CD is equal to EB sin delta. Now we can equate AB is equal to CD. We can obtain IAXS cos phi is equal to EB sin delta. From this we can find the expression for IA cos phi. IA cos phi is obtained as EB sin delta by Xs. Substituting the expression for Ia cos phi in this expression for real power developed in synchronous motor per phase, we can obtain power per phase as EBV sin delta by Xs. That is the final expression for mechanical power developed in cylindrical rotor synchronous motor, assuming armature resistance is 0. Now let's see the expression for mechanical power developed in cylindrical rotor synchronous motor in most generalized way. let's consider leading power factor case in order to derive the expression for power. Here V is taken as reference, that is OA phasor. Let armature current IA is leading voltage by a power factor angle phi, and due to this armature current a voltage drop is developed in armature, that is IAZS, which is the resultant voltage in armature. This voltage drop leads armature current by an angle theta, where theta is equal to tan inverse XS by RA, which is nearly equal to 90 degree, and joining A and B, that gives the back EMF or excitation EMF EB. Angle between AB, that is EB, and V is delta, that is load angle or power angle. Now let's find out different angles inside different triangles in this phasor diagram. As this angle is delta, this angle is phi, therefore this angle is 180 minus phi plus delta. As this total angle is 180 degree, angle between EB and IA phasor, that gives phi plus delta, which is nothing but the internal power factor angle. So internal power factor angle in the case of leading power factor case is psi is equal to phi plus delta. As this angle is psi, this angle is also equal to psi. As the angle in a triangle is 180 degree, therefore this angle is 180 minus psi plus delta. Now let's draw two lines from the tip of B and A like this, so that angle between EB and this line is theta. Since these two lines are parallel, as this angle is theta, this angle is theta. Considering this total angle is 180 degree, this angle is theta, and this angle is 180 minus psi plus delta, therefore this angle is psi. And the angle between voltage phasor and this line is theta minus delta. Now let's draw a line from the tip of A to this line, so that this angle is 90 degree. Say the meeting point is C. Similar way we can draw a line which is passing through O, such that the angle which is created on this line is 90 degree. Say the meeting point in this line is E and in this line is D. The angle OAE is theta minus delta. Angle OBD is psi. The mechanical power developed per phase, which is equal to PM per phase, is equal to EBIA cos psi. Let it be equation number 1. So from right angle triangle OBD, hypotenuse is ER, which is equal to IAZS. So BD is obtained as IAZS cos psi. Let it be equation number 2. Also from this we can write that BD is equal to DC minus BC. DC and AE are exactly equal. So we can write BD is equal to AE minus BC. So we can utilize the right angle triangle ODB, ACB and right angle triangle OEA in order to derive the expression for mechanical power developed in cylindrical rotor synchronous motor in general way. So what is BD? BD is obtained as IAZS cos psi. What is AE? In order to find out AE, we can use the right angle triangle OEA. Here voltage is hypotenuse and this angle is theta minus delta. A is equal to V cos theta minus delta. In order to find out BC, we can use the right angle triangle ACB with the angle theta and hypotenuse is EB. So BC is equal to EB cos theta. Now we can equate equation number 2 with 3. So from this we can obtain the expression for IA cos psi. IA cos psi is obtained as V by ZS cos theta minus delta minus EB by ZS cos theta, and let it be equation number 4. Now we can substitute equation number 4 in equation number 1. We can obtain the mechanical power developed in synchronous motor as EB into V by ZS cos theta minus delta minus EB by ZS cos theta. Simplifying, we can obtain the expression as EB V by ZS cos theta minus delta minus EB square by ZS cos theta. So total power developed in synchronous machine is 3 into PM per phase. So the final expression for 3-phase cylindrical rotor synchronous machine is obtained as 3 EBV by ZS cos theta minus delta minus 3 EB square by ZS cos theta. Now if we are neglecting armature resistance, we can see that the same expression which we derived in earlier case is obtained. As armature resistance is 0, tan inverse XS by RA become 90 degree. As theta is equal to 90 degree, this part is not available and this become 90 degree. So the expression become 3 EBV by XS into sine delta. This was the expression which we derived from earlier case corresponding to lagging power factor condition. Now let's see the torque developed in cylindrical rotor synchronous motor. We know the relationship between mechanical power and torque as Pm is equal to omega into torque, where omega is in radian per second. So from this we can see that torque is equal to Pm by omega. We know the power Pm is equal to 3 EB V by ZS cos theta minus delta minus 3 EB square by ZS cos theta. The speed of our machine is available in revolution per minute, RPM. So we need to convert our speed into radian per second. So that is 2 pi ns by 60. Simplifying, we can obtain the torque equation as 180 into EB V by ZS cos theta minus delta minus EB square by ZS cos theta by 2 pi ns. Let it be equation number 1. So considering the simplified case, if Ra is equal to 0, Zs become Xs and theta become 90 degree. So this is the simplified equation under this situation. Now let's derive the condition for maximum power. So in order to derive the condition for maximum power, we need to find the derivative of power with respect to the variable. This is the power equation. Here theta is not a variable. Here the variable part is only delta. So in order to find out the condition for maximum power, we need to find out dPm by d delta and equal to 0. That is d by d delta of Pm is equal to 0. So from this part is not depends on delta. Therefore the derivative of this one is 3 EBV by Zs sine theta minus delta. That is sine theta minus delta is equal to 0. That means theta minus delta is equal to 0, or theta is equal to delta is the condition for maximum power, where theta is equal to tan inverse Xs by Ra. Substitute in this condition in this equation, corresponding Pmax is obtained as 3 EBV by Zs minus 3 EB square by Zs cos theta. When we are neglecting armature resistance, Zs become Xs and theta become 90 degree, and corresponding to that condition, this part won't be there. So neglecting armature resistance, maximum power become 3 EBV by Xs. Now let's solve a simple problem in order to see all these things which we discussed so far. A 400 volt 50 Hz 3-phase 37.3 kilowatt 4-pole star connected synchronous motor has a full load efficiency of 88%. The synchronous impedance of the machine is 0.2 plus J 1.6 ohm per phase. If the excitation of the motor is adjusted to give a leading power factor of 0.9, then calculate the following. First of all, full load current, then induced EMF, then mechanical power developed and torque developed in the machine. Coming to the solution, here the line voltage is given as 400 volt, that we need to convert into phase value, which is obtained as 231 volt. Here number of pole is 4 and frequency is given as 50 Hz. These parameters can be utilized in order to find out the synchronous speed of the machine, and the full load output of the motor is given as 37.3 kilowatt, and efficiency of the machine at full load is given as 88%, that is 0.88, and power factor of operation is obtained by adjusting the field excitation as 0.9 leading. So from this we can calculate the power factor angle phi, that is cos inverse 0.9, that is obtained as 25.84 degree, and the synchronous impedance of the machine is given as 0.2 plus J 1.6 ohm. Here I am going to proceed the calculation by using polar form. So I am converting Zs into polar form, and it is obtained as 1.61 angle 82.87 degree. We know efficiency is equal to output power by input power. So input power corresponding to full load gives 37.3 divided by 0.88, and it is obtained as 42.39 kilowatt. So from this power rating and line value of voltage, we can calculate the the current. Input power is equal to root 3 VL IL cos phi, which is obtained as 42.39 kilowatt, and from this we can calculate the line value of the current as input power by root 3 into VL cos phi. Substituting, we can obtain the line value of the current as 67.98 ampere. The part of this problem is we need to find out full load current. Since I am expressing all the parameters in polar form, current is to be expressed in magnitude and angle. So here the magnitude is 67.98 and the power factor is leading, so it is positive. Angle is 25.84. So the answer to the first part is IL is equal to 67.98 angle 25.84 degree. Now we need to calculate induced EMF. In order to find out induced EMF, we can utilize the standard equation. V is equal to EB plus I into ZS. So from this we can have the expression for EB as V minus I into ZS. Note that all the parameters which we are going to substitute in this equation should be in polar form. So here voltage is taken as reference. Therefore V is equal to 231 angle 0 and current is 67.98 angle 25.84 degree, and ZS is obtained as 1.61 82.87 degree, and from this EB is obtained as 284.27 angle minus 21.33. As we discussed earlier, angle obtained is negative in the case of synchronous motor. So this is the load angle delta and this is the magnitude of EB, the phase value of magnitude of EB. So the second part of this problem is induced EMF, and induced EMF in phase value is obtained as 284.27 volt and the line value is obtained as root 3 into this one, which is obtained as 492.37 volt, and load angle is obtained as 21.33 degree. Coming to the third case, that is we need to calculate mechanical power. This is the expression for mechanical power. Substituting different values in this expression, we can obtain mechanical power developed in this machine as 39.62 kilowatt. Coming to the last part, that is we need to find out torque. So torque is equal to Pm by omega, which is equal to Pm by 2 pi ns by 60. Here ns is to be calculated, which is obtained from frequency and number of poles, and it is obtained as 1500 rpm. Substituting, we can obtain torque as 252.36 Newton meter.